Yes, you did.
She was as miserable as I was. Evan, you're on the air.
You.
Kevin, buddy. Kevin.
The F word.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't sleep for a few days. Hey, Artie, I was at the funeral again.
Evan, what are you talking about?
He's out of it, I think.
Come on.
What are you saying? What guy? What guy? What are you talking about?
You scream at you, big Joe. I'll slap you.
Get down here. I'll smack you right in your head, you big fag.
16th, you big
Yeah,
Joe.
good. Get down here.
You're a
That's
Joe.
good. That'll be my opening comment. I'm going to take you and smash your head into a wall.
Yeah, you're really doing a lot, Coward Stern.
Now explain to me. Hey, explain to me what. Explain. I can't. Explain to me what you were saying when you first got on.
Gilbert Gottfried. I don't want to hear his mouth.
Gilbert Gottfried. Don't have Gilbert Gottfried.
The only guy in the world that thinks he's funny.
All right, here he is. Gilbert, come on in. Here comes Gilbert Gottfried.
All right, I want to hear his mouth so I could go jump out the window. Right?
He's coming in right now. Just for you.
He is. There he is.
Just
you don't remember me, the fake Dennis Rodman?
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, you do, you big Joe.
Hey, Gilbert, you're a big Joe.
Howard, why don't you give me a job in Sirius, Mom?
Yeah, hi. What's your name?
Hey, Gilbert, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Gilbert, when are you going to die already, Gilbert? Seriously.
Gilbert, when are you going to die already?
Yeah,
do everyone
I don't want to know. Seriously.
Everyone wants to know when you'll die.
Yeah, that's...
Hey, and Howard, I forgot to tell you, Elephant Boy, I'm a professional wrestler.
Stop it. You're being silly. You're being silly now. Now you're talking about things you don't know about. No way that's happening.
You know about Gilbert, but you don't know that.
You don't. How are you, Gilbert? Gilbert, this is absolutely Gilbert's last appearance.
Really?
And I'm only having him on because he's desperate to sell the DVD he put up, where he put up his own money. And I feel bad for him. He finally got around to making a product that he could sell on this show.
How long has he been doing this show?
27 years.
Finally.
Now he wakes up. Now he wakes up. Good. Way to go. We're leaving.
No, but I do have a spot on the Wise Guys show, so yeah. So they'll be flying off the shelf.
That's killer.
Yes.
I love that Gilbert's really moving into the new century and everything. Every time I look at his website, he's added a new feature.
Oh, no.
So the current feature is sign up for the Gilbert Fan Club. And I'm just wondering, if you sign up for the fan club, what do you get?
Yeah, what is the Gilbert Fan? Seriously, do some promotion here. There's a GilbertGottfried.com?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one tried to even steal your name.
Yes.
That was available?
Yeah, it's funny. Gilbert said, I need GilbertGottfried.com. Probably somebody bought that up early on. And they said, no, that's very available.
You want it .com, .net, .org? We got it all.
Nobody thought to take that. It's amazing it was easy for you to get that.
Anything, Gilbert, Gil, anything you want.
Were you ever Gil as a kid, or Gil? Like, did you ever try to make your name
Gil
cool?
Gottfried?
Like Gil Gottfried?
No.
Did the kids ever call you Gil?
I guess so, yes.
Gilly?
G. Gottfried?
That's the closest I got to hip.
G-Unit?
Yeah.
How about Bert?
Yes.
Gilbert. It's the worst name in the world. Worse than Howard is Gilbert.
Yeah. Oh.
You know...
Did you ever...
Years ago, I think Piscopo was on this show, and he called him Gilly.
Yeah.
That was annoying. Piscopo
He meant
said,
Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly Gottfried. It was funny.
But did you ever say to your mother, why Gilbert?
Yeah, I don't know why she chose that. It's kind of like in movies, whenever they want to show a nerd character, even in the old movies, he would be called Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
And you grew into your name.
Yes.
You became a super nerd.
Yes.
Maybe that's why she did it.
Right.
Yes.
She wanted to raise a nerd.
It was punishment.
Were you a terrible disappointment to your family? I know you dropped out of high school, and physically you're not appealing. I mean, did your family dislike you?
But other than that, I've got everything going for me.
Does your father put his arm around you and say, here's a chip off the old block?
Yeah.
No. I never hear any reference to your father. Is he alive still?
Oh, no.
No, he died.
No.
Was that hard for you when he passed on?
Yeah. He hung himself when I was born.
Your father committed suicide?
No.
There's very little reference to your father.
Yes.
I know. I met your mother.
Yes.
There's no reference.
Yeah. Was there a divorce in the family? Is that what happened?
No.
No.
He was there.
Yes.
He was there through your formative years?
Yes, believe it or not.
Was he a big influence on you? Did he put his arm around you and say, Gilbert, I want to teach you everything I know?
Yeah, teach me to hit the ball around the yard.
Was there any kind of interplay between you and your father, or was he a distant, cold man?
Well, everyone was to me.
Right. Everyone was cold, even your mother. You were like a wolf.
Yes.
But seriously, was there something? What did your father do for a living?
Worked in a hardware store.
In a hardware store.
Yes.
So you must have been very proud of his accomplishments.
Yes.
He didn't even own the hardware store. He just worked in it.
No, he owned it.
Oh,
Were there peculiar things about your father? Was he a gay man trying to become straight or anything like that?
Anything that would lead to this kind of humor.
Yeah, was he a funny man? I mean, was he kind to you? Was he kind to you?
I guess. Yeah.
You don't remember him?
Yes.
Do you remember his name, his first name?
Yeah.
You don't recall?
Yeah, I don't recall.
Were you Gilbert Jr.?
Yeah.
Howard, I would like to know, like, how old was Gilbert when your dad passed away? Were you an older gentleman, or were you like a young kid?
Oh, I was about 19.
19.
Oh.
Was it a painful time for you? Was there introspection that occurred?
At 19, you became the man of the family.
Right. You became the man of the family?
Yeah, can't you tell by the way I act, how I carry myself?
Had you been in touch with him when he died, or were you estranged?
What, you mean like through psychics?
Yeah, no. I mean, did you call him? Was he someone that you could...
I call John Edwards?
You were probably at that point trying to become a stand-up comedian, and you were on the road. You were dropped out of high school. You felt that you could become a comic. Did your father say, Schmuck, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Or he did.
Yes.
He was not supportive of this decision.
And he never got to see your success.
Yes. Can we get some sad music playing here?
Wow. And did he try to get you to go into the hardware business with him? Or he didn't want you?
I would have been more successful there.
So he never even offered you a job in hardware?
No.
You never went to the store as a kid to work with your dad?
Yes.
So how long did that last?
Not long.
Right. And he never said to you, son, sometime in the future I would like you to take over the family business.
Yeah, son, this is a nail. I'd like you to learn how to sell it.
Were you a disappointment to your father? Honestly. Being serious. I know you would be a disappointment to me if you were my son. I would be horrified. I mean, really.
What do you do? How do you come back from this?
You'd have to be.
Yes. But are you good with tools? Did you learn? Did you pick up things from your father?
No, he was good with tools.
Right.
I can't do a thing.
Do you know what a needle-nose pliers is? Or would that be foreign to you?
Is that like a Jew reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you cry when your father died? Did you seriously?
No.
Did you laugh? I mean,
reaction is that?
when you showed up at the funeral, were you asked as the man of the family now to make a speech about your dad?
Oh, no.
No one asked you to talk.
Yeah, no, even back then.
No.
Would you have
even at a funeral, I wasn't asked to speak.
But would you have been able to actually give a speech about your father, or would you have done stand-up if you had stood up at his funeral?
Yeah, I'd probably do same few minutes I've been doing now.
You do it that?
Yeah.
Same act, the Hitler routine.
Yeah, exactly. Everything.
You would have gotten up and done a Hitler routine
Yes.
at your father's funeral.
Yes.
Howard, it sounds like even at 19 they knew like not to bother to ask Gilbert to do anything.
Yes.
So you were a very awkward gentleman.
Exactly.
There was no difference between the Gilbert now and the Gilbert then.
Pretty much,
Right.
yeah.
And was there ever a time that that you can remember that your dad put his arm around you and gave you some piece of advice that stuck with you? Is there anything like that?
I don't remember.
Right.
Really.
Was there ever a kind word said to you from your father? A word of encouragement?
I guess somewhere along the way.
So
What is your fondest memory of your father?
Do you crave a father? Do you feel are you bitter and angry that you missed out on the love of a father? Did he hit you?
No.
Did he talk to you?
I guess he should have given me a beating.
But did he talk to you? I mean, when you said, Dad, I'm dropping out of school, did he say anything?
This is like one of those bad cable shows.
Isn't it true you cried more when Rodney Dangerfield died than your own father? But there was no sexual abuse, was there? Your father didn't pull your pants down and try to diddle you?
Not every week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a troubled...
Just the Jewish holidays.
So we're looking at a troubled, tortured man.
Who had little time for his son.
Yes.
Right. His troubled, tortured son.
Yes.
Something you want to say, Fa-Fa-Fo-Fi?
Yeah.
I see you gearing up.
I'll wait till he's done, and then I'll give you what I have for Gilbert.
What do you have?
We have, some of Gilbert's greatest moments on the show. You can't let Gilbert say goodbye without some of his greatest moments.
Let's remember the contributions this gentleman made. And let's remind people that there's a lot at stake for Gilbert. This is his final appearance, and he needs you to buy his new DVD. Have you sold a lot of copies?
Yeah, believe it. I'm all here.
What is he doing?
Yes. Here it is.
What is the problem over there?
No, I got all wrapped up in these wires.
Is it the wires or this attempt to...
You know what? It's funny. Gilbert sat down and somehow managed to get completely... And it's all he's been doing is untangling wires since he sat down.
Yeah. You're very annoying. Gilbert Gottfried's new DVD, Gilbert Gottfried Dirty Jokes, available in stores now. Wow, in actual stores.
So this is not his act. This is Gilbert
This is
doing
just me
dirty
doing
jokes.
extremely dirty jokes.
He does a series of dirty jokes. And for more information, go to GilbertGottfried.com, where we understand there is a new feature, the Gilbert Gottfried Fan Club.
Now, has anybody joined?
Yes.
How many? Be honest. More than two?
Yeah.
How would there be a Gilbert Gottfried fan? What premiums would I get being a Gilbert Gottfried fan member?
Absolutely none.
Do you write emails to people? Do you
yes, occasionally there's an email.
There was an email, or is there a newsletter of some kind to inform people?
No, nothing that I have to spend a dime on.
What do your fans get?
For joining the fan club?
Right.
Sense that they've wasted their time joining my fan club.
So, does the website give any indication that there's something?
No, you need to put in your name and your email address, and my guess would be that when Gilbert does an appearance to sell something, they'll tell you where it is.
Well, how is and does it cost to join the fan club?
No.
I should charge.
Do you share your recipe for kugel?
Oh, yeah. Kasha Varnishka. And any recipe you want.
Is there any Gilbert news they might get?
No. You see what my life is?
Gilbert news.
Yeah. Gilbert news.
We just got the news that he had a father.
Yes.
You get more Gilbert news here. Gilbert will be at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan, December 22nd through the 24th. For tickets and reservations, you call 212-757-4100. Well, I'm excited to take a look at the Gilbert Gottfried highlights, if you will.
Some of these need setup, Howard, if I could help you with some of them.
Well, let's go to the Seinfeld Jr. routine. And by the way, many of Gilbert's past appearances can no longer be played in their entirety because of the filth.
Right.
Gilbert was dirty.
And when Gilbert is dirty, it's so funny. And that's my point.
Yeah.
Why I can't play you this stuff is beyond comprehension. We should have fought the FCC. The industry should have fought the FCC. For Gilbert's material to be hacked up like this.
An artist such as Gilbert Gottfried.
For an artist, it's like a Van Gogh with a big magic marker cross across it. But seriously, we've had to edit some of this stuff. But nevertheless, the kind of the field comes through. And I invite you, of course, in the future on my show, where you can really let loose with your film.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Filthy, dirty film.
In fact, one of those we may not even be able to play that. I'm thinking about it, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
Oh, which ones?
Well, okay, so the first one is, first of all, Gilbert's probably one of my favorite guests on the show over all the years. I think he's amazing.
I agree.
Jerry Seinfeld was supposed to come in and call the show or something like that, and he never called in, and you and Gilbert called his answering machine and filled it up for 28 minutes.
Here's a little piece of the time Gilbert and I filled up Jerry Seinfeld's answering machine. For real, because I had his number.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, it's Howard Stern. You're supposed to be on the air with us.
I mean, hey, certain things like this are just not right. I mean, you say, what type of a person are you that you say you're going to be on the air, and then you're not? Who are these people?
We have Jerry Seinfeld Jr. here, just because you're not here. Jerry Seinfeld Jr.
Well, it happened years ago. You see, my father was used to travel, and he would have sex with these waitresses.
Right.
Now, one of them he had sex with, and then he left.
I see.
Now, she got pregnant, and he left town, and then I was born.
We were there for you when, things weren't all that great. Leno was doing The Tonight Show. Your show was just a summer special.
Can I interject a funny Leno story?
Yeah, go ahead.
One time, I was sitting with Jay, who's my best friend, Jay.
Yeah, your best friend.
Jay's wife, Mavis, old black Mavis.
Yes.
Jay's wife, old black Mavis, came in.
Yes.
And she said, yo, Jay, because she's old black Mavis.
Yes.
She said about some comic who actually was taking time off from doing a club.
Right.
Well, I've never heard something so funny in my life. Me and Jay thought we'd never be able to catch our breath after that.
In other words, you can't understand why comics would take a vacation.
They took a vacation. Howard, are you listening to me? This is a comic. He took a vacation.
All right.
He was going to Europe when he could have worked the club.
He could have been doing giggles.
Yeah.
And instead...
Who would want to take a vacation from something so great as stand-up comedy?
He went off to some place like Florence or some other godforsaken place.
So you and Jay sit around just laughing at other comics because they actually go someplace.
Yes.
Okay, right.
That is such a... I got to say something, Gilbert. And you can break character. That is such a brilliant observation. I must have read, at the height of Seinfeld, 50 billion articles that Jerry and Jay Leno sit around and talk about how they don't take vacation because they love stand-up so much. And everyone knows every stand-up comic hates their job.
Yeah.
It's horrible. You'd rather be in a... I mean, poor Artie can't stop drinking from it. But those guys love to brag how much they love it, and it's so easy for them.
Well, it's like they have it together. They're better than us somehow.
You know, Howard, Jerry was still talking to us back then, and I remember he called us like a couple of weeks later and said that he was in an airport in Phoenix, and he accessed his machine, and it said one message. He said he sat at a payphone. He sat at a payphone in Phoenix listening to this for 28 minutes, laughing his ass off.
And the idea that it's going into his answering machine, it makes it even funnier.
You know who's a big Gilbert fan is Wendy the retard, and she wants to say something to him. Go ahead, Wendy.
Godfrey, I bought one of your bootlegged movies, and I watched it. It sucks big time.
What?
You bought a bootleg copy of Gilbert's movie?
Yes.
Or his new DVD?
Gilbert Gottfried, dirty jokes.
I bought one of his movies, and it sucked.
All right.
What was the name of it?
It was bootlegged.
Bootlegged.
You remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
Would you,
movie.
Wendy, though, would you make love to Gilbert if he wanted you?
Yes.
You would?
Yes, I would.
You little star effer.
And isn't it true Gilbert Gottfried one night at a party raped you?
Yeah. Yes.
He overpowered you?
Yes.
And then he what, ripped off your bra?
Yes.
And your panties?
Yes.
And Gilbert's dead father raped you, right?
Yes.
Yes. It was a double team from Gilbert and his dead father.
Yes.
Yes, and you were quite upset.
Yes.
Yes.
Would it be weird to go out with someone famous?
Yes.
I was talking to Gilbert.
Oh.
But
have
after
we ever
Gilbert,
gotten into S&M together?
after Gilbert's father and Gilbert raped you, didn't you yell at them?
Yes.
Was there golden showers involved?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Oh, that's disgusting. A poor retarded
You should be
girl.
ashamed of yourself, Gilbert.
Was the sex horrible with Gilbert?
Yes.
Oh.
The reason you filed no charges is because you barely felt anything.
Yes.
You better
Not getting on, Gilbert.
You better. Gilbert finished the love act very quickly. Isn't it true that Gilbert Gottfried took his father's dead corpse and raped you with it?
Yes.
Yes.
That was an immediate yes.
Yes.
You didn't even have to finish it.
Yes. And after Gilbert Gottfried's father and Gilbert Gottfried had sex with you, isn't it true Gilbert Gottfried's father cried because his son is Gilbert?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Is my
Welcome. Yes.
All right.
Is it 20 inches long?
Yes.
Are you calling to tell us you're pregnant with Gilbert's baby?
Yes.
Yes. And what are you going to name the baby?
Gilbert Jr.
Gilbert Jr. What, will you use your last name, the retard? Gilbert
Yes.
the retard, yes.
Did I give you any sexually transmitted diseases?
Yes.
Was it herpes?
Yes.
And AIDS?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it syphilis?
Yes.
And gonorrhea?
Yes.
Yes.
Crabs?
Yes.
He had them all?
He gave me the retarded clap.
Isn't it true you got worms after you were with Gilbert?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Wendy, I love you, and I'll see you on the 16th.
I love you, Howard, and I'll see you on the 15th.
Yes, thank you.
And the 16th, weren't you?
Yeah, the 16th. Well, I'm glad she hung up. I was going to ask her, would you rather be retarded or Gilbert Gottfried?
I think we know the answer to that one.
By the way, on the last show, I'll be handing out money. You might want to be in the crowd,
okay.
Gilbert. Courtesy of Spike TV's Video Game Awards 2005, airing this Saturday, December 10th at 9 p.m. only on Spike TV.
Do you want any more Gilbert moments?
Let's, as we go into commercial, let's remember another great Gilbert moment from the show history.
Right.
And
this is the reason why Dennis Miller doesn't speak to us anymore.
This is a great moment.
He stopped speaking to us right after this.
He hated us so much after Gilbert's appearance.
Yeah. So Dennis Miller calls in, and Gilbert's sitting here. And Dennis Miller innocently mentions that his 22-month-old son, Holden...
I think Dennis was on the phone.
He was on the phone?
Yes.
And his 22-month-old son, Holden, was there. And that just set Gilbert off into weird places.
Hey, Jerry, it's Howard Stern. Well, that's the Jerry thing. For some reason, it's not advancing.
There's my son, Holden. Holden.
Let me talk to Holden.
It's Uncle Howie.
How old is Holden?
How old is Holden?
He's 22 months.
Holden? This is Uncle Howard.
Holden, what are you wearing?
I'm sorry.
What happened to Holden?
Just asked my son what he's wearing.
Yeah. Gilbert's got a lot of emotional problems.
Holden, how big are your testicles?
Gilbert's like, Holden, can you send me a Polaroid of yourself?
Put your hand inside your diaper and rub.
Gilbert's a little pervert.
What a sicko.
Holden, I want you to unpin your diaper, okay? just reach around and slowly unpin.
All right. Come on, Gilbert.
All righty.
All right.
Here he's talking now.
All right, let me rap to him. Gilbert, you be quiet.
Yeah, no.
This is Ladybug up there. This is Fire.
Keep talking.
Holden, this is Uncle Howard.
Oh, talk slowly, Holden.
Gilbert, shut up.
You know what he just said to me?
Something about a spider.
No, yeah, but his first words were he wanted me to put a peace bond on Gilbert.
All right, Dennis, I'll let you go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, his wife, I was doing... His wife.
Oh, Holden.
No, I'm talking about his wife. Gilbert's still on Holden.
He's fixated on Holden.
I'd like to be Holden.
Yeah, I didn't know you like young boys. Holden, you're so natural.
Oh, yes.
You're so natural, so uninhibited.
Your skin is so pink. Would you like a spanking, Holden?
You've been bad. When Gilbert was in the hospital, he'd slip into one of those doctor uniforms and go to the pediatric ward. Hello, boys. It's Uncle Gilbert.
Now just take a deep breath. This won't hurt a bit.
Short, shallow breaths. Cough.
Yes, here, bounce up and down on my lap. That's it.
You're a nice boy, Dennis Miller's son.
Yeah. Here, why don't you climb up my leg like you always do? Climb up my leg and slide down.
Touch Uncle Gilbert's candy cane. Gilbert, you were in a very dark place that day. Is that based on your real life? Do you ever feel attracted to young children?
All the time, yes.
All the time.
Yes.
Well, as a matter of fact, that was the last time we ever heard from Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it was worth losing Dennis Miller.
Just for that.
He tolerated the stuff he could hear, but once he heard the what happened after he hung up the phone, that was it.
All right. We're going to take a break.
And when we come back... we can hear Gilbert ask Abe Hirschfeld to tell a joke 11,000 times.
That is my favorite Gilbert moment. That and Dracula Gottfried, quite frankly.
Well,
my favorite.
like the rabbi, too.
And the Pope.
Yeah, so you know what I didn't even get to, too? I like when Gilbert was arguing with Amy Heckerling's...
Oh, yes.
That's great.
The nanny.
Jewish nanny.
Do you have that here?
I do have a small piece of it.
Gilbert Gottfried's new DVD, Gilbert Gottfried, Dirty Jokes, available in stores and also on GilbertGottfried.com. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to a man who receives birthday presents from his staff and gives them back because he doesn't like them. Howard.
After today, Gilbert Gottfried with us. Got that new DVD everyone is talking about and attempting to buy for Christmas. Gilbert Gottfried's Dirty Jokes, available in stores now. For more information, go to... That's right. Listen to the fans. They're going wild for it. All right. For more information, go to GilbertGottfried.com and Gilbert at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan, December 22nd through the 24th. 212-757-4100 for ticket reservation. Gilbert out on the road promoting this new DVD. He's such a showman.
Oh.
He believes in his product so much. I understand you'll be on The View very soon.
Oh, and I'll be at Tower in Lincoln Center. Tower Records.
When will you be there?
Tomorrow.
All right. And what time, do you know?
I think starting at 5.
You don't know?
Yeah.
It's such a busy schedule, you don't know.
Yeah, I've got so much to do.
You're so busy. That
Yeah, I'll be signing DVDs at Tower.
Do you anticipate
tomorrow.
a big crowd?
If it's 5 people, I'll consider it a success.
All right. So no one is expecting anybody to show. You know, as a tribute to Gilbert, Robin, and we don't have much time this morning, but and this is a rather long clip, but maybe this is Gilbert's shining moment on the show.
Okay.
And since this material will be lost forever because certain corporate people don't want to give me permission to use it, we listen to it one last time. It's when Gilbert Gottfried was on our show, and Abe Hirschfeld, who recently died, called in. And Abe Hirschfeld wanted to speak to us. He was calling from jail, I believe.
Yes.
And Gilbert saw it as an opportunity for comedy.
To ridicule.
Abuse a senile old man.
An old man
and abuse.
in his final years of life. Gilbert chose to waste this man's time.
A few moments left, and Gilbert wastes them this way.
He was a criminal, this guy, though. I mean, come on.
Oh, wrong one again. Wrong one again?
No.
Well, I'm not doing very well today, am I? In fact, I removed the Gilbert CD. What a pro I am. Here we go for the final time. Gilbert Gottfried.
I will tell you.
Is this the beginning? I guess so.
I will tell you how to have a good, happy marriage.
All right.
You know, this 10-year-old boy says to his mother, "How old are you?" And she says it's not polite to ask a lady her age. Next day he says, "How much do you weigh?" And she says it's not polite to ask. Next day he says, "Why are you divorced?" And she says, "You're too young, you'll get older, we'll discuss it." A few days later the boys are together. And he says, "Boys, I found my mother's driver's license, and it gives me all the answers. It says that she's 35 years old, she weighs 120 pounds, and in sex, she got an F. And that's the main cause of all divorces."
How old was the boy?
The old boy was 10 years old.
He's 10, and how old is his friend?
You know,
the friends were the same age.
Wait a second.
The mics aren't working at all here. Can you just do that again?
Yes.
Yeah.
This 10-year-old boy is asking his mother, "How old are you?" And she says, "It's not polite to ask." Next day he says, "How much do you weigh?" And she says also, "It's not polite to ask." Next day he says, "Why are you divorced?"
How many times can you get him to say this?
He says, "You're too young, you'll get older, we'll discuss it." A few days later the boys are together, and he says, "Boys, I found my mother's driver's license, and it gives me all the answers. It says that she's 35 years old, she weighs 120 pounds, and in sex, she got an F." And that is a major issue in marriages, when the wife has a
Well, I'm going to ask you, but I don't understand. Wait, let me...
Because if you have a good night...
You can tell me screwed up, but let me
If you
ask
have a good night, then you have a good day. But if you have a bad day and then a good night, everything straightens
But
out.
how old was the mother?
The mother was 35 years old.
That part
and
got...
she weighed 120 pounds.
Yeah, that part got edited out.
Right.
See,
and you know the other most important issue...
No, wait, Abe. I don't know what the hell is wrong with how they're recording stuff here, but we didn't get any of that.
Oh, you wanted the game?
Yes,
okay.
yeah, please.
The joke.
Yeah.
Just the joke.
Yes.
You know, this 10-year-old boy says to his mother, "How old are you?" And she says it's not polite to ask a lady her age. Next day he says, "How much do you weigh?" And she says the same, it's not polite to ask. Next day he says, "Mother, why are you divorced?" And she says, "You're too young, we'll get older, we'll discuss it." A few days later, the boys are together, He says, boys, I found my mother's driver's license, and it gives me all the answers. It says that she's 35 years old, she weighs 120 pounds, and in sex,
you should ask him for money,
got
like,
an F.
Like those little biddies who send the 5
And the women who having sex an A or a B, they never get divorced.
How can this guy be a multi-millionaire?
He obviously didn't make it
because
yesterday.
of it. So that is one of the issues. But the other major issue that bothers our nation and more than anything.
You're going to make him do it again?
Yeah, well, wait. Opened a butcher shop, more butcher shops. Then he bought a slaughterhouse, more slaughterhouse.
I want to know what the hell is going on here. Why didn't we hear any of that? Oh, sorry, Abe, I'm yelling at people here.
If you let me finish, you'll hear it.
No, we didn't hear any of that story.
No story that you hear from me, you have from anybody. Because
No, could you tell us? We want to hear the story, and the mics keep going in and out.
It's our new producer.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Could you just tell the story about the boy and the woman?
Again?
Yes, please.
Yes, this 10-year-old boy asks his mother, how old are you? And she says it's not polite to ask a lady her age. Next day he says, how much do you weigh? And she gives the same answer. And the next day he says, why are you divorced? And she says, you're too young, you'll get older, we'll discuss it. A few days later, the boys are together, and he says, boys, I found my mother's driver's license, and it gives me all the answers. It says that she's 35 years old, she weighs 120 pounds, and in sex,
I don't get it.
She got an F.
Oh, an F in sex.
With an F in sex, they automatically get divorced. But those women
I'm gonna
who
go
have an A or B in sex,
I want to break down the joke.
Forever.
It kind of grows on you, though.
Yeah.
So now it's the other issue which bothers us a lot.
You wrote that joke?
I made up every joke that you hear. You never
I didn't
have
even hear it.
unless you hear it from me, and I have hundreds of them.
You know, is the mother divorced?
Yes, because she has in sex an F.
An F.
Oh.
But doesn't he realize that's female?
I beg your pardon?
The F, isn't that for female?
The F is for female.
I see,
right.
I see.
You can only get an M or an F, yeah.
So what if she had gotten an M? She'd be a man.
If she got that M, she would be a man. That I didn't think of.
Abe, I think the main problem here is we didn't hear all of the joke. That's why we're so confused.
We get the first half, and then we don't get the second half.
We started going in and out. I think we've got it fixed now.
It's the submixer.
So, should I repeat it?
Yes, please.
One more time, please.
Okay. This 10-year-old boy asks his mother, how old are you?
I can't take it.
And she says it's not polite to ask a lady her age. Next day he says, how much do you weigh? And she says the same thing. It's not polite to ask. Next day he says, mother, why are you divorced?
I'd love to meet this guy.
Too young.
You realize this guy used to go to dinners with, like, Robert Kennedy? And he knows,
really?
Yeah. Now he's being dicked around by Gilbert.
Yeah. Robert Kennedy's there going, could you tell me the joke again?
Hey, Abe, you're such a great storyteller. Can you tell the one about the 10-year-old boy? Well, Mr. Kennedy?
I laughed uproariously when I hear your joke.
Wait.
And now, you see, the other issue is a much more interesting one.
We missed the end.
Problem today.
I'm sorry, we missed
a butcher shop in Chicago and more butcher
Abe,
shops.
just the last two lines of the joke. We missed the end.
Which line?
The last two.
From the previous joke?
Yes.
Yes.
The previous.
She's 35 years old.
Yes.
She weighs 120 pounds. And in sex, she got an F.
No, not that line. The line before.
The line before that?
Yes. The previous line to that, and then do the rest.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, like, what was the third question?
Right.
Right.
From the third question forward.
It seems that you guys don't know what means in sex an F. But unfortunately today that's what's happening a lot.
We're happening with him.
So the first line is the boy is asking his mother, how old are you? And she says, it's not polite to ask a lady her age.
So how does it start off?
Then he says, mother, how much do you weigh? And she says also, it's not polite to ask.
How does the joke start off?
The joke started off... That's a wonderful question. The joke started off when I was in jail.
No, how does the
there
joke...
were many...
we want to record it this time.
Right.
Could you say it?
What should I say?
Well, we want the joke again, but this time we want to record it, and we'll play it in a future show.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, this 10-year-old boy asks his mother, how old are you? And
why did you do that?
It's not polite to ask a lady her age. Next day he says, mother, how much do you weigh? And she also says it's not polite to ask a lady her weight. Next day he says, and why are you divorced, mother? And she says, you're too young, you'll get older.
Why is he calling in anyway? Do we ever find out?
2 days later, the boys are together.
I want to move ahead.
I found my mother's
doing his
driver's license, and it gives me all the answers.
I wish the boy was 9.
That she's 35 years old. She weighs 120 pounds, and in fact, she got an F. So that's natural that it leads to a divorce.
That's one of the best moments ever on radio. I don't care. Oh, man.
It's a hell of a joke, too.
That's worth it.
Unfortunately, we have to give that up.
Yeah.
You know what? Because that's also... That was a great moment, Gilbert. And, you know, we did it again to him like a year later.
I know.
He was really almost dying then.
Did you ever tell that joke in your act?
A little boy. She's mother.
Did anybody ever listen to the actual joke? Like, what? Is it a funny joke? What is the joke?
The joke is a little boy asks his mother how old she is.
How much she weighs.
Again?
How much she weighs.
I didn't even pay attention.
And what about sex? And she tells you shouldn't ask that, but he looks at her license, he sees how old she is, sees how much she weighs, and in sex he sees she got an F.
Oh, she got an F in sex.
That took days to tell that joke.
All right, tell it again. I want to record it.
Gilbert has that on his DVD.
So can I give you the setup on this one, Howard?
This is it, because then I got to do news.
Right.
And I got to, again, 57 hours of promotion.
All right, so this woman calls us at like 6:15 in the morning, and she says she's Amy Heckerling's nanny. And
Amy Heckerling is a famous film director who worked with Gilbert.
And this woman, the nanny, hates Gilbert because Gilbert went to go have dinner at Amy Heckerling's one night, and as the woman says, Gilbert was way too cheap to take a cab, so Amy sent the nanny to pick Gilbert up at the airport. As soon as Gilbert finds out that she's Jewish and her parents were in the Holocaust, he starts in on her.
It's like right away, Gilbert is like, I know what she was trying to do. She's going, oh, I'm Jewish, I'm from Germany, my father was in the concentration camp, you better like me.
No, both of my parents were in the concentration camp. My father lost like 30 people in the camp. 80 pounds.
Yeah, but what do you want from Gilbert?
How did he lose weight? Cheap. He wants to come to Amy for a free meal. Shame on you, Gilbert. You can't even pay for your own meal.
Can you tell me again how your father lost that much weight?
Yes, it's the same old joke. Nobody's buying it. Jewish people will not come to your concerts anymore. I swear. Your career is over, Gilbert. You can sue me. I don't give a damn. You can sue me. I have witnesses. I wanted to kill myself after what you told me.
Now, what happened? You tried to kill yourself?
I know. I was at home. I was like shaking. I had like a breakdown. And I said to Amy, if this guy ever comes to our house, to your house again, I'm quitting my job.
Well, you can't decide what Gilbert's going to be funny about. That's what's great about Gilbert.
Yeah, that's why he's an artist. He has to do what he feels.
Right, aren't you? And you know what happened? The only reason Gilbert ate that much that day is because Holocaust stories make him hungry. You're the one who made him hungry.
Speaking about your parents in Auschwitz, it just made me...
They were not in Auschwitz, you idiot.
I'm sorry.
My father was in Dachau.
Well,
and I want to see you weighing 80 pounds.
He does.
Yeah. Hey, in that case, I apologize. They had the wrong camp.
Oh, God. I cannot believe it.
I'm sorry. Was it Treblinka?
Yeah,
I really feel bad now.
What?
Was it Treblinka? I really feel bad now.
Treblinka, you idiot. You can't even pronounce it right.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm still trying to guess. Dachau.
He wasn't. I said Dachau, you stupid fool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always get those camps wrong. Will you forgive me for getting the camps wrong?
Well, Gilbert, if I can be a little bit serious, thank you for all the great years of comedy that you provided on this show. And yes, you are very polarizing. Many fans hate you, despise you, never want to see you again, and so many love you. And isn't that true of all great performers? To be despised.
To be hated. Alone. I have no home. Hated. Despised.
You're probably the one guest that makes me laugh the hardest.
You're right, though. Some of my favorite moments I couldn't play. And I'll just throw this one out there. I could tell you what the topic was, but I can't get into it. Gilbert spent a half an hour one day talking about Robin's big black Kluge.
Right.
Can't play that one.
The Kluge.
Oh, the Kluge. You were in love with her Kluge.
Yes.
All right, Gilbert Gottfried's new DVD, Dirty Jokes, available in stores now, and Gilbert at Caroline's and GilbertGottfried.com. And he'll be there December 22nd through the 24th, and tonight he's signing his fabulous...
Oh, no, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tower.
He'll be signing.
See, what you gotta do is show up at Tower.
All right, Robin, what's in the news?
Oh, we're going right into it?
I believe so.
Robin's Hooters, Robin's Hooters, Robin's Hooters, Robin's Hooters. She's got big ones. They'd be such fun. Robin's Hooters.
All right, that's a nice song.
Why won't you haul them out?
See, what you gotta do is read the news now.
Thank you. I'm reading about Jessica Simpson's personal assistant in the paper today.
Yes, I'm so into celebrity gossip. I love that Nick and Jessica are getting a divorce. I like that that Nick and Jessica are fighting over their assistant. Each one wants to bring her with them.
Yes, and the assistant seems to be siding with Nick, according to Lowdown.
Well,
they say that she has been overheard bad-mouthing Jessica and saying that she cheated on Nick in the relationship.
There seems to be some implication that either Johnny Knoxville or Bam or one of these guys got in her pants.
Several. They're saying Johnny Knoxville and Bam.
Was it a gangbang?
Even Adam Levine, the front man for Maroon 5, might have gotten there, too.
Sounds like everyone but Abe Hirschfeld's been in on the
party. And then was her father involved?
Oh,
no, come on. That's a terrible taste.
But my point is,
shame on you.
Didn't Jessica Simpson remain a virgin until she got married?
Yes.
Now look at her. She's making up for lost time. No wonder this has happened.
The levee broke, so to speak. Might as well go have a party.
So that, whole waiting around, to get married thing is not necessarily going to mean your marriage is going to last forever.
I think what Gilbert meant isn't the father involved in her career heavily? And
and the father one time said, something like, she's a hot broad and when she's got those big breasts.
Yes.
Something really weird.
He's a former minister. You're right. He did say, look, I can't help it if she's got big boobs and she looks good.
If you had a daughter, I would imagine you would speak about her that way.
Oh, yes.
That's your daughter's breasts. Anything else?
So anyway, that's the Jessica Simpson story. I just thought it was interesting that she was a virgin when she got married. Now everybody's saying she's sleeping with everyone.
Well, I don't believe it.
I don't either.
I got to tell you, I look at pictures of her, and I can't think of a more beautiful, physically beautiful-looking woman right now. She's right up there in the top 5, isn't she? But the problem is she's a moron, but who cares? If I was this guy, I'd stay with her and milk it for all it's worth.
If she made $35 million last year...
Right.
I'd stay until she can't earn anymore.
Gilbert, you would never leave a beautiful woman who made $35 million in a year, would you?
Yeah, well, I think it's because his career is going so well.
He has the bravery to leave.
Yeah.
Yes. Good time for him to leave because things are going so well for him.
Yeah, because everyone talks about Nick out of that relationship.
Right.
But it seems that she left him, so, but he didn't take care of the relationship. So I guess he's at a loss. But they did not have a prenup, so...
I see.
He should be in for half of last year's earnings anyway. They say that Brad Pitt is going to have to go through a lot to adopt Angelina Jolie's children. When you're married to a person and you have a stepfather adoption is one thing, but when you're a non-married person trying to adopt someone else's children, they say you have to pay a lot more money, you have to have references, you have to be investigated, and then you also have to have in-home visits by a social worker to evaluate you as a parent. So he's going to go through all of that, and they say the reason the two of them are doing this is because they probably don't want to get married.
I see.
They want to live together, and he wants to be the father to the children, but they both seem to think they've been unsuccessful at marriage before. Why try it again?
How ironic that the two best-looking people in the world are not going to have their own child, and they're going to walk around with these Cambodian and African children the rest of their life. What did you want to see? The child of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt? After all, isn't that the reason we enjoy them being together?
Who knows that they're not going to have their own children? Did you talk to them?
I feel they're going to continue along this route of taking everyone in.
No, they want to have lepers as children.
I think the little girl looks a little like Gilbert. Honestly, sometimes. Let's go to Luke. Luke, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Hey, Luke.
I love you guys, man. I can't wait to see you the 16th.
Come on down, man. We'll have a good time. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Orlando. I'm a college kid. I spent the last of my money to try to make it up there by myself on the 16th to hang out in Manhattan for the weekend.
Well, good. We're going to hang out. And Gilbert, I'd also be honored if you'd stop by and address the crowd for a minute, give a little speech, maybe a farewell speech to the...
It's the 16th?
The 16th, if you're not too busy.
Yes.
I can't wait.
I think the crowd would like to see you. After all, Stained will play you out. They will actually perform, and my parents will be giving a speech, and my sister, and, of course, you, Gilbert. And
yes, come and meet the family.
So many different people.
Wait.
I want my parents to meet you. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you there. We're going to have a fun time, we think. Let's go to Zuzu. Zuzu, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello, Zuzu.
Good morning.
You sound like a very hot young lady. Are you? How old are you, honey?
I'm almost 12.
Oh.
I'll be 13 on Friday the 13th.
What are you wearing?
Are you a little girl or boy?
Boy.
Yeah. When I was your age, before my voice changed, there was nothing more emasculating than when I'd pick up the phone and my mother's name was Ray and her friends would go, Ray? I go, no, it's
That
Howard.
happens to me all the time.
Yeah, don't worry, your voice will change. Soon you'll be mature like Gilbert.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Zuzu, you're 12 years old and you're coming down on the 16th?
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
What about
Yeah, we're going to try,
school?
for sure.
Yep.
He's going to take me out of school a day early so I can come up there.
Come up and say hi. Let me tell you something. All schools should be closed on the 16th for my last show. It's really radio history, dare I say.
Hey, I want to make a comment about John Lennon.
Go ahead.
Well, you had said something about John Lennon the other day. Well, I personally think that he would not want him to be murdered, but I think he'd rather him have life in prison.
Is that right? You think?
Well, let me tell you something. You're only 12. You don't know about these things. John Lennon would want this guy dead.
You don't think there's a pope in John Lennon who would say, I forgive?
When somebody shoots you dead, you want that guy dead. Trust me. You'll see Zuzu.
Yeah.
All right, Zuzu. I'll see you on the 16th, pal.
My dad wants to say hi.
All right.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, it's his father.
How you doing? You bringing young Zuzu with you?
Yeah, Zivu. Yep, I'm bringing him with me. He's been listening pretty diehard for the last year. I moved to North Hollywood from the Bay Area, and I'm a single father, so every commute every morning. He's listening. He's listening while we got my daughter in back with her headphones on and her DVD player.
This is awkward. Don't take it the wrong way. Gilbert wants to know what your son looks like.
Well, I don't know. He looks like a Japanimation cartoon, I would say.
Oh.
with blonde hair.
Do you ever give him a bath?
Oh, no, he's responsible for that.
How did you get to be a single father?
Killed the mother.
No, it's just, she's trying to find herself. She lives in the Bay Area with her boyfriend.
That's nice.
They need more responsibility, so I took them upon myself.
She's busy finding herself.
Gilbert's too embarrassed to ask this, but is Zuzu circumcised?
It's Zivu, and he's not circumcised.
Oh, Gilbert, sorry.
He's one of those Hollywood...
That's enough.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're heading that way. We're coming for 16th.
All right, we'll see you there, brother.
Can't wait, man.
Right.
I wonder what he's going to do with the daughter that day.
I don't know. I wonder if Zivu's ever heard the Abe Hirschfeld joke. Are you going to go on the Crack Whore View? We're doing a show called the Crack Whore View.
Yes, and they're going to take guests?
Well, yeah, because The View, the same day that we're running it, has on Gilbert.
Oh, you're kidding.
So we're trying to get the same guests for our Crack Whore View.
Beautiful.
You have to go on the Crack Whore View.
Yes.
You have no choice. I'm not hearing a commitment.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Good. In that case, I'll plug your DVD.
Yes.
The new DVD, Dirty Jokes, available in stores now, or go to GilbertGottfried.com. What else is in the news?
I'm telling you, the best show in town right now is Saddam Hussein's trial. I don't know if you're following this, but Saddam and his brother, his stepbrother, I think it is, are on trial right now in Iraq for war crimes and crimes against the people.
Yes.
And, you know, there's just constant things going on. Like the other day, they started the trial, they started the case, and all the lawyers got up and walked out.
Now, how can they do that?
So then, you know, Saddam started screaming. You know, the judge said, well, we'll give you court-appointed lawyers. And Saddam started screaming, you can't give me court-appointed lawyers. They're hired by the Americans. I don't want them. So now the trial is underway, and they have a number of witnesses who are sitting on the stand, and they are being covered up or hidden from the jury. And, well, actually, there's no jury. They're hidden from the judges, and they're hidden from the people in the courtroom as well as the defendants. But they are allowed to speak through you know, those things that mangle your voice so that their voices can't even be recognized.
You mean one of these?
Yes.
Yes, Saddam put electrodes on my testicles.
Well, here is somebody, I think it was a woman who was on the stand today. C3, you'll hear her in the background, and then you'll hear the interpreter saying what she's saying. C3.
You hear that weird noise?
What's that?
Oh, no, I got rid of it. All right, this is a woman testifying with some weird voice thing on.
Yeah.
And an interpreter telling us what is being said. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
One of my relatives is deaf and dumb. They will take him out before the women, and they will play with his private parts, and women will cry.
Gilbert's going to go over there and get tortured.
He's like, this was like fun. Also, this is from the trial yesterday where they said they did not appreciate, the judges were saying they did not appreciate what the defendants were doing to the witnesses. C1.
They have been interrupted several times by the lawyers and the defendants, and they also abused them yesterday. And as you probably know, this is not allowed under the law.
So they're trying to keep them under control and to keep them from abusing the witnesses. And yesterday, Saddam's brother spoke up. He's the half-brother of Saddam Hussein, spoke up and said, look, you know, we're on trial here. These people shouldn't take us so seriously. C2.
Mr. the Judge, we are educated people, we are refined people, and he shouldn't really worry about us saying anything which is harmful or damaging or insulting.
So I wish I spoke Iraqi so I didn't have to wait for the interpreter to tell me what's going on. But that trial continues in Iraq. A San Diego man has spent more than 2 decades in prison for a murder he did not commit, and now he's looking for some payback. His name is Ken Marsh. He was released from prison in August of last year after an appeals court ruled he didn't kill his girlfriend's 2-year-old son back in 1983. The 50-year-old Marsh spent 21 years behind bars before being exonerated. Here he is talking about what this has done to his life.
He should get to kill someone.
C4.
They took my life away from me. How do I answer that? Was it hard? Hell yeah, it was hard. They took everything I loved out of my life and left me with nothing but hatred. Put me in a place where there's nothing but hatred.
Marsh and his attorneys are currently in Sacramento meeting with the Victims' Compensation Government Claims Board this week. Part of the California Penal Code says anyone wrongly convicted should be awarded $100 a day for every day they're in prison.
Gilbert, even someone as cold and removed as you have to be moved by a man who was falsely accused and put into prison for all those years.
Well, for $100 a day, I'd go to prison.
Do you think this guy's a big fag because he's complaining? He's got 100 a day?
Yeah. He's a wuss.
No sympathy coming from that
You're a
corner.
horrible human being.
Wow.
No, that's a really horrible story. Imagine you're in jail your whole life for something you
killing.
didn't do.
First of all, it's a heinous crime,
Right.
so you're going to be hated in jail.
Horrible.
And then you didn't even do it.
Well, we're going to take a break, Robin, and think about that. I don't see what's so funny, young man.
Gilbert's laughing at all the unwanted gay sex that guy had in prison.
And Gilbert will be at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan, December 22nd through the 24th. He does some excellent routines about Hitler. For ticket reservations, call 212-757-4100. Back in a flash.
Let's listen to the rantings of two show business pinheads, Rosie O'Donnell and Charles Grodin.
I think there's a difference between what Hume Cronin said about your performance and what Howard Stern and Imus do. I think theirs is hateful, mean-spirited, sort of ignorance fueled by arrogance, and together that becomes lethal. As opposed to his sort of looking at your performance and saying, you know, that young kid could use a little help in this area is very different than what they do.
You know, this idea that somebody called up this explosion in Oklahoma City and said, you know, Howard Stern, something about to promote a book, it just shows you what it's getting to.
And I agree that there's a level of tact and decorum that's not about being politically correct, it's about being human, that they cross on a daily basis. So I'm with you. I will never do their show, just because I don't want to be a party to it. Spiritually, it's damaging.
Here ends another episode of the Fatso and Baldy Show. The Howard Stern Show. FM.
The Big Apple, New York City. Here they are. Get ready to rumble.
Yeah. Very nice. Good Gilbert dancing over there.
On the table.
I'm homoerotic, man.
All right.
He's spinning around on his head.
He break dances. That piece of cardboard, that filthy piece of cardboard he dances on.
He's upgraded to linoleum. What are you talking about?
Go to GilbertGottfried.com for more details on his big signing, Tower Records, and his new DVD, Dirty Jokes. Gilbert Gottfried available at GilbertGottfried.com.
Dang.
I'm a member of his fan club.
Oh,
yes.
lucky you.
Someone just told me the signing's Friday. I don't even know.
Gilbert will be signing copies of his DVD Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Artie told you. Do it on Friday.
Yeah, everyone leaves town on
See,
Friday.
What you gotta do is go down on Friday.
Friday at 5 p.m. at Tower Records in Manhattan. Robin, go ahead, wrap it up, because
yes,
it's enough Gilbert.
unfortunately, we have some bad news. The U.S. military says 2 women suicide bombers have attacked the Baghdad Police Academy.
Well, I told them what you have to do is strap bombs, explosives to yourself. That's what I would do. I would go into the police station with explosives, and then I would blow myself up, killing myself and others.
Yeah, 27 people are reported to have been killed, another 32 wounded. The military says the bombers walked into a classroom and detonated their bombs among the students. No U.S. forces were in
Well, see, this way you kill the children as well as yourself. That's why you become a suicide bomber.
An Iraqi militant group says it has kidnapped a U.S. security consultant. In a video aired on Al Jazeera television, the group threatens to kill the man in 48 hours unless the U.S.
Don't say Al Jazeera television. Gilbert is looking for outlets to promote his DVD. He'll leave.
He's got a development deal with them.
We have Gilbert Gottfried on the show. Very, very funny, man. You have a DVD coming out. Oh, very, very funny. Gilbert Gottfried on the show. Oh, very, very, very funny.
48 hours is what the U.S. has to free all Iraqi prisoners in order to save that man's life. The video showed a blonde, Western-looking man sitting down with his hands tied behind his back.
Right.
See, what you gotta do is free all the Iraqi prisoners.
Meanwhile, former members of the 9/11 Commission say the U.S. is unprepared for another major terrorist attack.
Absolutely.
In a final follow-up report, panel members said the Bush administration and Congress have failed to take necessary steps on a variety of fronts. The panel chairman, Thomas Kane, said, "It is a scandal that big city police and fire departments still can't talk to each other reliably."
You know, Gilbert, you haven't gotten into political humor like Bill Maher yet. Are you making any plans to get political at all? You never talk politics? No one knows. Are you a Democrat or a Republican? Do you even know? You don't know.
I should get my own show like Bill Maher.
Yeah, I would watch that.
Oh, Bush today announced he's going into Iraq.
All upset. He's like Will Rogers or something.
Yes. They're escalating the war in Iraq.
Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice says the
Condoleezza Rice
would work to rectify any mistakes if the U.S. has made any in the war on
if
terror.
America has made any mistakes.
She is in Berlin, Germany.
She's in Berlin.
And Rice also defended U.S. methods.
She defended, I'm doing quotation marks,
in the terror war. D1.
Are you a fan of Bill Maher? Is that your...
Be very conscious of frequent hand washing during the day.
D1.
That's D1.
It can't be.
Who are you looking for?
Condoleezza Rice.
She had a sex change. There is no Condoleezza Rice.
Are you serious?
Here it is now.
We are doing all that we can to protect our populations from the threats of those who would wantonly kill innocents, but we must do this within the context of...
You have any confidence in her? I don't know why I don't.
She seems to charm everybody who meets her.
All right, that's good. I don't really, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about her.
I don't really get a sense of her at all.
Yeah.
But when she first took over as Secretary of State, every head of state that she met seemed to be charmed to the very gills by her.
That's why I appointed Condi.
Condi and Brownie all here. Scooter's here.
Brownie, Condi.
If things were better, I could have gotten a white woman in this job. I looked all over. Every white woman turned me down for the job.
Well, I'm so glad that the president was reelected since everything's going so well. Valerie Plame is
I had to hire a nigger for this job.
Oh, my God. Why do you use the N-word? Why would you do that? Why would you say that? I have to chastise you.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it. I know you're trying to paint the president as a racist, but your humor is going to be taken the wrong way. All right, stop. Go ahead. Yes, Robin. Yes, Robin.
It stops being funny and just gets mean.
Exactly. The N-word doesn't have... You don't have to go there with that. Right.
Valerie Plame is reportedly planning to part ways with the CIA.
I thought it just started getting funny.
On Friday. 2.5 years after she was publicly outed as an agent and operative of the Central Intelligence Agency.
She was outed.
By Robert Novak.
By Robert Novak.
You don't like when comedians go into the political area, do you? Yeah, I mean, that offends you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Does anything offend you?
In a word, yes.
Yes.
Also in the news, it is flu season.
See, when you got the flu, you should put a cold compress on your head and take aspirin.
Well, the focus
political
leading up to the season has been where to get a flu shot. There are other things that you can do. How do you avoid the flu? Dr. John Shanley at the University of Connecticut Health Center says it's as simple as washing your hands frequently.
I only wash my hands 9 million times a day. Now it's going to be 90 million times a day.
Be very conscious of frequent hand washing during the day. This has been shown to really cut down.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
On transmission tremendously. So it's sort of a combination of respiratory etiquette and being conscious that you can carry infections just by touching things.
Are you a germ-phobe? Do you wash your hands all day? All right, forget it.
See, if they fatten the germs up as big as me, you could just see them coming from 10 blocks away and not go near them.
Anything else, Robin?
Sanitizers and hand wipes also help. So if you can't be near soap and water, you can use that hand sanitizer.
It's hard in New York to be near soap and water.
Oh, yeah.
I'll carry my hand sanitizer.
Ford Motor Company executives say they have not reached a secret deal with the American Family Association to pull advertising out of gay-oriented magazines. The car maker is pulling its Jaguar and Land Rover advertising out of those publications, but Ford says that was not the result of a deal to stop a threatened boycott by the American Family Association.
Hey-oh.
Give me a reach around here.
Now imagine this. You're on a plane. Friend is a pilot, right?
Right.
So you're on a small plane because he wants to take you for a little joyride. And then he has a stroke while at the controls.
It's my worst nightmare.
And you're up in the air.
What do you do?
Suffered a stroke, lost consciousness while taking several of his friends on a joyride. One of the pilot's friends was able to bring him back to consciousness long enough for a very rough landing on an open field, but not before they all experienced a frightening nosedive. The guy's name was Terry Cox. He pulled out of the dive and managed to circle an airfield twice before the hard landing. The pilot is now in intensive care, and nobody aboard the plane was hurt. Oh, my goodness.
It's that Jackie laugh in inappropriate places. It gets everyone.
Oh, my goodness. It's open.
Do a horrible story, Robin, for a second.
Let me see if I can find another one.
One bad story. A horrible, horrible tragedy.
I don't know if I have any
because this will kill Gilbert.
More tragedies left.
Repeat a tragic story.
Repeat a tragedy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wait a minute. Let me see. A Kansas professor at the center of the state's creationist controversy has been badly beaten. Douglas County investigators are trying to find out who is responsible for the vicious attack. The professor was pulled from his car and suffered a broken tooth and numerous cuts and bruises.
So the professor was dragged and beaten and lost his teeth.
Yeah. Oh, dear. And for the second time in 35 years, it's open season on Black Bear in New Jersey.
Right. So bears are being killed.
I've been shot at twice.
Who's that, Artie?
Yeah.
The hunters have...
I can't go through Jersey.
Been given...
I have to stay inside and close my curtain.
Given permission to go out and kill the bear. A number of activists have taken to the woods protesting the hunt, which allows hunters to kill the bear in only 30...
Fire!
Parts of the state. Oh. The organization which displays a life-size nativity scene in Michigan is asking for the return of the baby Jesus. Someone stole a piece from the $9,000 scene outside the Huron Township Fifth Third Bank.
All right.
In Michigan.
Hey, Robin.
And now they want the baby Jesus returned.
Gary the retard just bought Gilbert's DVD. He wants to say something.
Okay.
All right, Gary, go ahead.
Good morning, Howard.
Good morning, Gary.
Good to hear your voice.
All right, you bought Gilbert's DVD?
You know what? I bought Gilbert Gottfried CD, and that sucks. You know what? I want my money back.
You want your money back?
I want my money back. It sucks.
If a retarded gentleman wants his money back, is there any chance he could get his money back?
I want my money back.
How much did it cost you?
Cost me $15. I want my money back.
Now, Gary, are we going to see you down here on the 16th for the big goodbye show?
Huh?
All right, Gary will talk to you later. All right, go ahead, Ron.
Yes, lawyers for Jennifer Aniston have sued a celebrity photographer for snapping racy pictures of her while she was topless
I could care less.
or partially clothed.
Whip out those boobs.
Boy. The lawsuit says Peter Brandt used a high-powered telephoto lens to take the photos.
Yeah.
The litigation cited by the Los Angeles Times alleges Brandt violated California's privacy law and seeks to bar him from selling or using the pictures.
Boy, there's nothing funny about someone sunbathing nude in their backyard and to be so violated.
It's wrong. They were sunbathing nude in their backyard.
George Clooney has a movie out called Syriana.
Syriana.
Here's why he drives an electric car. A1.
I figured, I can't do a film about oil corruption and consumption and drive a Bronco.
Oh, what a great guy.
So for the movie, he switched cars.
What a cool dude.
And he was also asked how he felt about not being chosen as People magazine's sexiest man alive this year. A2.
I was a little hurt that pretty boy McConaughey now takes over. But I'm sure that, it's a big responsibility. It's a heavy crown for him.
Isn't he great? He goes with every question. There's no throwing that guy.
Well, yeah, how nice. At least you're in the running to be the sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
I do think that People magazine sort of missed the mark this year, though, with Matthew McConaughey. I don't think he's the sexiest man alive.
Who do you think is, Gilbert?
Yes.
It's so political.
How could they miss Gilbert?
Anything else, Robin?
Kevin Federline
also drives a hybrid car. A3.
This seems to make common sense to me. I mean, my father drives one, my brother drives one. They're like...
Everybody's such a good person.
He drives an electric car.
And that's what's happening.
Did you go to your prom?
No. Like you had to ask.
Now, wouldn't it have been a surprise if he said yes?
See Vava Vui's final appearance at Al's Diamond Cabaret this Friday in Reading, Pennsylvania. Go over and say hi to Fa Flo Fly. And also, Gilbert Gottfried's new DVD, Gilbert Gottfried Dirty Jokes, is available in stores now. He really needs you to buy this.
Yeah, Gilbert's a funny guy. Come on.
Yeah. And Gilbert will be signing copies of his DVD Friday at 5 p.m. at Tower Records in Manhattan. We understand that signed copies are worth more.
Yeah.
For more information, go to GilbertGottfried.com. Did you ever have a birthday party? Did anybody ever throw you a birthday party?
No.
And Gilbert will be Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan, December 22nd through the 24th. I imagine the other kids wouldn't come to your birthday party. For ticket reservations, call 212-757-4100.